Hello, fellow Puka traders out there. My name is Wilson Fisher, also known as Crewmanwilson on Twitch TV and Pucatrade.com. We are doing a Magic Origins draft. So in this pack, there's a lot of really good cards in here, but Exquisite Firecraft is going to be our pick here. It's 4 damage to target creature or player for 3 mana, which, is great rate. It's a removal spell. It's red. It, wins games. It takes out creatures. It does a lot of things. So we are quite happy to be picking this up. Now we have a couple other options. We could stay in red and pick up an Crone Sergeant or a Boggart Brute. Staying on Brute themes, there's also a Cobble Brute here. Weight of the Underworld and Claustrophobia are both very good. I don't know how I really feel, though, about a double red followed by a double blue spell. A Crone Sergeant and Boggart Brute are both quite good, and I wouldn't mind picking either of these up. So the real question is, do we want to go into another color, or do we want to stay here? And if we want to stay here, which one is better? I would think that the Boggart Brute is better than the Crone Sergeant. But is the Boggart Brute better than, say, Weight of the Underworld? I'm going to take the Boggart Brute here, stay on color, and, I do think between the two, it's going to get in the most damage between Boggart Brute and the Crone Sergeant. So here we're going to pick up Fiery Impulse. Great card. There's the Abs of Steel that we could pick up here. There's also Possessed Scab, which is, pretty good, but, there's no reason for us to go out of red yet. So let's stay in red and see where we're going. Well, here's a reason to get out of red. There are no red cards in this pack. There's a Wild Instincts, though, and I really like Wild Instincts. We're going to pick that up. Getting it this late also does mean that it should be open, so I'm a big fan of it. Let's take it. I'm in. All right, next up on our list. I've been really impressed with Zendikar's Royal. If you get to a point where you're late in the game, lands and spells become very good, and when you can turn on half of your deck, or not half of your deck, but a third of your deck into spells where normally they'd just be bricks, I think Zendikar's Royal is quite good. And now we can pick up any sort of like Leaf Guilders or things like that to try and ramp us here and get a little faster. Well, I don't think that this card is very good, but I don't think that Chandra's Fury is any good. Between the two, though, I don't think actually either of them are very good. I don't particularly want to play with either of them. It is another 4 damage, which we could get to a point where we just burn our opponents out. I am a little interested in a Guardian Automaton, though. We only have 1 creature so far. Well, I don't know. This turns our lands into creatures. I'm going to take the Chandra's Fury. The thinking about burning our opponents out when they're at 8. If they're at 8 and they think that they're in okay shape, doing something like this is pretty good. Let's take the Cobble Brute. Nothing else really here for us. Actually, really nothing else here for us. So we'll take Cobble Brute. Be actually kind of happy with that. We have things to push, creatures out of the way for our Cobble Brute to get in there. So, yeah, I think it's a good pickup, especially in a pack with nothing. Here we have a choice between Hitchclaw Recluse or Trick. I'm definitely not picking up another Chandra's Fury. Veteran Sidearm is fine. I think we're going to pick up the Hitchclaw Recluse. Titanic Strength is pretty good. But Hitchclaw Recluse is just a great body, and it blocks Thopters really well, and it blocks things with 3 power very well. Yeah, we'll take that. I don't think we'll be happy about it, but we'll take it. Here, I don't think Revenant's very good. We could take an Infectious Bloodlust. I don't want to be that deck. I think that this card is pretty terrible. We'll take a Screeching Scob, as it is, you know, an actual playable card. We'll put him over there with our Pucatrade friend. Boop. Make sure that we can see everything. Here we can pick up another Cobble Brute. I'm not super happy about it, but I don't know. Maybe we can cobble together a win. Volcanic Rambler is not a great card, but out of all of these, it's the only playable in here. I mean, Foil Mountain is definitely playable in our red deck, but I don't know. It's something that we can sink our mana into later on in the game. It's not exactly a bad card, but it's not exactly a card you know, I'm super excited about. I am pretty excited about Smash the Smithereens for our sideboard. We can definitely use it. There's a lot of Thopters and Chief of the Foundries, things like that, floating around in the set that you know, two mana remove it, bolt your face is pretty good. We'll take this Warhorn. If someone wants to go with Fairy Miscreants, let them. And the Warhorn may actually be good if we get into situations where we have a lot of lands and 2/2 elementals. You know, make them 3/2 elementals. But right now, I think Warhorn is pretty safe hanging out in our sideboard. So through pack 1, our deck is okay. It's okay. It's not anything that, you know, I'm super excited about. You know, we can burn them out when they're at 8. You know, we can push some things out of the way, maybe get some Cobble Brutes in. But, you know, I'm looking for things like, I don't know, like Draga's Invocations to really close out the game. I would like to be able to pick up this Knightly Valor. I think it is just Draga's Invocation. The red card is pretty terrible, and Vastwood Gorger, I think, is worse than Overrun. Knightly Valor, though, man, that would be a cool pickup. But as it is, we're going to take this Draga's Invocation and be okay with it. Oh, dear. Well, we can't play it. Gotta just let it go. Can't play a lot of good cards from this pack. Cruel Revival is fine. Blessed Spirits is okay. Wait. So we're looking at a Crowan Sergeant, Rogue's Passage, or Might of the Masses. And I don't think it's Might of the Masses. You know, we're just not that kind of deck. I think it's actually between these two. This can get in things like the Rambler or Cobble Brutes. While this is just, you know, a creature and it's good. I'm going to take the Rogue's Passage. I think it's, in this deck, it's going to be actually very good because we do have things like Cobble Brute and Volcanic Rambler to really get in that, you know, huge chunks of damage. And Crowan Sergeants, you know, they come and go. They come and go. Well, we seem to be in the wrong colors going in this direction. Because there's a Hitchclaw Recluse and a unplayable green card. And a bunch of other cards that... actually, you know what? This pack just looks bad. This pack just looks real bad. You know, there's just a lot of unplayables in here. Yeah, we'll just take a Hitchclaw Recluse and just get rid of this icky pack. Well, I'm still thinking that we're in the wrong colors here. Separatist Void Mage coming around this late's, you know, a pretty big signal. There's Dragon Fodder and a Call of the Full Moon. Also a Prickle Boar. Well, the Dragon Fodder may be good because we do have things like Warhorn. And it would be good to get Spell Mastery going, but I think that we're going to take the Prickle Boar. We don't have any 2-drops yet, and it would be good to get some sort of early aggression. You know, 5-drops are 5-drops. They're, you know, we only need a couple of them, and we need as many 2-drops as possible. We currently have 0, so I think that we take the Dragon Fodder. Yeah, this is looking rough. We might get hooked up in pack 3, but this is looking rough so far. I think we'll take the Orchard Spirit. Again, it it's a good card to just have around, because if they don't have things with reach or flying, we can start just sulfuric vortexing them and dealing them to a turn. Aerial Volley is not a bad card to pick up, but I'd rather pick up a playable for our deck than than a random sideboard card. Well, there's another Cobble Brute. There's also another Dragon Fodder, which makes this Warhorn look even better. Like if we go Dragon Fodder into Warhorn, that's 4 damage. There's also another Cobble Brute. I think it's the Dragon Fodder. Meteorite is also an interesting card here. We do have these two. Actually, Dragon Fodder is good because we do have the Overrun. So, yeah, I think it is just Dragon Fodder. Okay. Okay. All right. I think we're starting to get there. I think it was just a couple of bad packs that didn't have a whole lot in them. So it's either between Subterranean Scout or Skyraker Giant, which strictly better. It's a Yeti from Khans of Tarkir. Summit Prowler, just strictly better stuff. Summit Prowler. So we don't have a whole lot of twos. But I think we're going to take the Skyraker Giant, because I can't see a whole lot of twos that we want to be getting in. We don't even just have that many 2-drops in our deck. Here's a 2-drop that can go into our deck. Majoring Network is not really where we want to be. Anchor to the Ether this late is kind of scary. Here's another Chandra's Fury or a Vastwood Gorger. I think we're good on our 6-drops. So I think we're going to take the Chandra's Fury, but not be super happy about it. Probably not even play it. We'll cut this way to the Underworld. And this Deep Sea Terror. And this Heavy Infantry. Let's get that out of the pool. Catacomb Slug we can never beat. Bellows Lizard. And last but not least, What do we got? Swamp? Island? Who knows? It was a swamp. Well, we're really cool at opening cards that we can't play. There is a Zendikar Incarnate in this pack, though, along with a Fiery Impulse. I think I'm going to go out on a limb here. And I think the Zendikar Incarnate will wheel. It would be very good for us, because we do have Rogue's Passage. But I think Fiery Impulse is just that much better. We only have 11 creatures. There is the 2 Dragon Fodders. We do only have 11 creatures. But I do think that the Fiery Impulse is better than not only another 4-drop or a creature, but our 5th 4-drop. Yeah, I think it's just Fiery Impulse. And here we'll happily pick up a Leaf Gilder. That's a great pickup. Now we can start getting into to this range a little faster. Maybe play our Zendikar's Royal on 4 instead of 5 and actually have lands to play after it. Or just, start pumping out Dragon Fodders and then Draga's Invocation a little faster. Oh, goodness. Yeah, look at that. All right, so back on track. Draga's Invocation, we could take that. I don't see anything else in this pack that I actually want. I don't want a 3rd Cobble Brute. But another Draga's Invocation just means that we're going to draw it a little faster. We do have 12 creatures. So we're not taking anything out to put this in. But I do want our last couple of cards to be creatures, such as Boggart Brute. Or actually, Somberwald Alpha. Somberwald Alpha is pretty nuts. Plus then, it's actually Overrun. Now that's a lot of mana. But we'll take the Somberwald Alpha, be really happy with that, and be excited if one of these 3 wheel. We are still hoping that Zendikar Incarnate will wheel. So that would, if that does wheel, that would put us up to 14 creatures, which isn't bad. But we can definitely think about taking things out like Chandra's Fury, one of the Chandra's Furies. We could think about taking out, I don't know, maybe this Ram Roller. We don't really have any other artifacts, but I'm not in the market to cut creatures quite yet. Well, it's another Fiery Impulse. Is it better than Yeva's Force Mage? Probably. Yeah, probably. I just said how I want more creatures, but now we're just picking up more removal spells. I mean, if it's a choice between like a removal spell and like a do nothing spell, I'll take the removal spell, and I'm gonna ignore the do nothing spell. But now we just definitely want creatures. Yes, Honored Hierarch is a creature. No, I will not be taking it. I don't think it's a very good card. I think we can take this Goldforge Sentinel, maybe cut one of the Draga's Invocations. It is just a Scion of Ugin. It does cost 6. Could take a Might of the Masses, but you know, we just talked about do nothing spells. I mean, it's just a bad card. It's just a bad card. We can't take it. Ah, there we are. Oh my lord. It's all here. It's all here. Wow. We're definitely taking Acolyte in Inferno because he's incredible. Majoring Bully would have been nice to have had. Fire Conclusion would have been nice to have had, but you know, we're gonna take the pick of the litter there. And all of those red cards being there makes me think the Zendikar Incarnate will still be in that first pack for us. So I have hopes. We really need to only pick up one more playable, and then we're gonna be all good. And you know what? Fire Fiend Elemental's pretty good. Read the Bones of the Slate's kind of insane, but Fire Fiend Elemental is fantastic. We'll definitely pick that up. Yeah, Titan Strength. We have 14 creatures, but I think that just picking up a Fire Fiend Elemental. Well, the Zendikar Incarnate did not wheel, but we'll take this Aerial Volley as a sideboard card. And we'll take this other Aerial Volley as a sideboard card. It's good to have 2 of them, right? Right? Well, more Cobble Brutes. And a bunch of red or black cards. We have a bunch of red cards. Touch of Moon Glove. It's not quite playable, but you know what? Here we are. I think Infernal Scarring is just a bit more playable than Psychic Rebuttal. And a Smash to Smithereens. That's a great pickup for our sideboard. Yeah, I mean, this is a fine looking deck. You know, definitely 17 lands. We have 3 6-drops, which maybe we take out the Goldforge Sentinel and put in another Cobble Brute. I don't know, maybe. We can put in another Cobble Brute. We can put in Ram Roller. Ram Roller has actual no artifacts to be its friend, which is really where the Ram Roller gets its worth, is if it has an artifact friend with it. I think if we put in another Cobble Brute, because we are just pushing a lot of stuff out of the way. We could also put in Chandra's Fury, but this is 15 creatures. We do have a Draga's Invocation. We could take out one of the Chandra's Furies and put in the other Draga's Invocation. Wouldn't mind doing that. Let's try that. So that way we have just more chances of hitting it in a game. Plus, I mean, if we like Draga's Invocation, kill all of his creatures in Draga's Invocation and kill him, you know, that's possibly a thing. All right, so I think we're looking at probably an even split. Probably an even split. 8 mountains, 8 forests. It's saying 9, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. No, I really think it is 8, 8 because most of our green cards are double green. Granted, they are late game cards. While we want double red early, maybe we do want 9, 7. Okay, I like this. We'll rumble.